time. She's very passionate. She's a mother. She's a believer in God. And she's a real American patriot. Give it up for Candice!
Okay, so this is from the nationalarchives.gov. They said Abraham Lincoln called the Declaration of Independence a rebuke and a stumbling block to tyranny and oppression. It continues to inspire people around the world to fight for freedom and equality. And our Declaration of Independence reads, when in the course of human events, if it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which connect them with another and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of the laws of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the cause which impel them to separation. We hold this truth to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to serve these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such forms as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to do right themselves by abolishing the terms to which they are accustomed to. It's pretty sad that they foresaw that those men were one-of-a-kind kind of people. They changed the course of history for the world. We have lived under tyranny since biblical times, since the beginning of time was written. People have lived under dictatorships and kings, and our forefathers that fought for this country said absolutely not. They changed the world as we know it. They knew that they were one of a kind. But we are what the future of them is. So we need to continue. It says, but when a long train of abuses and unsurpassed pursuing invariably the same object evidences as designed to reduce them under absolute disposition is their right, it's their duty to throw off such government and provide new guards for their future and security. I'm going to read one more thing. It says, the preamble. These are the lines contemporary Americans know best. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These stirring words were designed to convince Americans to put their lives on the line for the cause. That's where we have to be at today, you guys. That's literally where we need to be at today. Because this is life and this is death. We know that hundreds of millions of people continue to be persecuted and condemned to death in places that have communist, socialist societies. The difference between socialism and communism is in communism, if you speak against the government, you're dead. I don't know, I've heard of a lot of people getting suicided out there for no damn reason when they try to go against the government. Hillary Clinton, we don't know what that lady does behind closed doors. But I'm just saying, it says, separation from the mother country threatened their sense of security, economic stability, and identity. That sounds like us today. They have threatened our economic security and our stability and our safety. But they're not tyrants 3,000 miles away. These are tyrants 30 feet away in that building right there, trying to take away our identity as a free country. And I'm not having it. I don't know if you guys are having it, but I'm not having it. I'm going to stop there to do some reflecting. They say hindsight is 20/20. Looking back at the last past 4 years, how Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, and her wolf pack of wild, rabid dogs attacked the President of the United States for 4 years, calling him an illegitimate president. Congress's Adam Schiff's secret whistleblower, claiming foreign interference with zero evidence, spent $48 million taxpayer dollars.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything.
That they could not accept Donald J. Trump as the sitting president of the United States. This wasn't brought on by we the people. At that time, it was brought on by spoiled Washington swamp dwellers, okay? This is brought on by we the people. Today we have hundreds of thousands of American citizens, not the Washington swamp, American citizens, coming forward from both sides of the aisle in the name of voter fraud and perversion to our democracy, and we the people, and how we the people elect our president. For years, this whistleblower they had on the Russian collusion hoax could not be named in the name of security for this person's life. But we have people, by the thousands and thousands, coming forward, putting their lives on the line to testify against this fraud, swearing on affidavits under the penalty of perjury. We know the fascist party of the left love to air out our information, so people from the BLM and Antifa can cause them harm. Katie Hobbs needs to realize she represents all of the people in Arizona, not just liberals of Arizona. She is robbing us of our voice, our vote, and a fair and honest election. It's crazy as I've watched the whole press conference with Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, and Trump's legal team spell out for us their whole opening statement as it would happen in court. What Sidney Powell described, she has evidence of, should scare the hell out of all people. Some news stations will not play the whole video of the hard evidence because the media would be ripped apart. So they hide from the people that are like sheep, who do not look into anything and do their research, but rather take the media as it is, word for word. I tell you people right now, that one thing that I do know is that we lead in numbers. One thing I've learned from these other movements is they had the people show up and they got answers real quick. I didn't even know what the hell they were fighting for, to be honest with you. I do know that they tore down businesses that they didn't even live anywhere around. In Scottsdale, I highly doubt any of them came walking out of their neighborhood to go do any of that stuff. They targeted them. They were people that were committing crimes of opportunity. They preyed upon people the same way these people are preying upon us, because we have become silent and complacent. Because while these other people are living off of welfare and destroying our state, we are out there working a 9 to 5, watching our children so our husband can work double time. I stand here alone a lot without my husband because he works 2 jobs a day to make sure we have what we've got. I know a lot of us can't be here every day because we have commitments to family, and God and our family come before anything, but of course our country is right there with us. That's why we're here today. I have to tell you guys, we have to be willing to pick up more numbers, and we have to be willing to take this fight for the long haul, that no matter what they try to tell us is happening, that we must stand up against it. We need to get people from all 4 corners of this state. We need to start getting them rallied down here, and we need to keep pushing the pedal and pushing the pedal. We know we have livelihoods to protect. Those other people weren't scared of what was going to happen to them. They think that whatever their political or their agenda is, they can just do whatever they want and claim social injustice. We don't have that privilege. We will be thrown out of our jobs. Most of us will be taken away from our places of work if we even express that we support Trump or our country. It's pretty sad to live in a day where our American flag, where people of all nationalities and all backgrounds have given their life to die to defend, is now called a symbol of racism. I've seen it. I seen it on a tweet. They said, what is one of the most racist symbols you see out there today? And I can't tell you how many people retweeted the American flag. That's what we live in today. That's what we live in today. I'm getting scared. That little boy right there, he doesn't know what white privilege is. He never will. He's gonna work fairly and honestly, just like the rest of us. And I hate this sense of entitlement that certain people feel among themselves. What percentage of what you work for is somebody else entitled to? And that's nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is not to say that Jesus did not say to help the least of these. Our poor elderly and veterans live off of very little. I don't mind handing out money